What's up, soccer fans? Mike Guillaume, Sons of a Pitch, an American soccer podcast, here to bring you episode number 197. Holy cow, we're getting close to 200. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody had an amazing Memorial Day weekend. I did a beautiful camping trip. It was amazing, and we'll get more into that in a minute. But very glad to have all you guys hanging out with me already. We got Rocky Does It All there. He's got a fever. Only prescription is Big Mike G from SOP. Wow, that is, man, I guess I'm the cure for COVID, Rocky. How about that? Catherine as well, she's coming today, and she's going to stay up, unlike last time. All right, guys, well, we've got a lot to talk about on this one. In this episode, we'll be talking about Week 7 roundup and recap, my winners and losers for Week 7, USMNT friendly recap, Nations League preview coming your way as well. I'm going to go on a rant about these Parley jerseys that we just saw last weekend and also discuss Inter Miami and the sanctions that came down on them. So lots to discuss here on episode 197. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer on this one. I was out of the area and had no Wi-Fi service, no cell signal at all. I was like in the middle of nowhere. It was like it was 1982 again. It was crazy. So I didn't get to watch any of these games this week. Not one. Did not watch a game. All I've seen is the highlights. So you're going to have to bear with me on my recap with that one. But other than that, you know what? We're rolling. So look at that. We got a couple more on. Brother BKL is on. Catherine has made her way in. Jose is checking in as well. Good to see all you guys. Jose, you got to be feeling good about LA Galaxy, man. They give you a little hint. And there you go. For that hint, Greg Vanny is one of my winners for this week. LA Galaxy keep on rolling through. And with that, let's get into the game. So first up, Chicago and Montreal from Soldier Field in Chicago. And this one, Chicago cannot come away with a victory. It is Montreal that gets the win. All right, Catherine says, you can call me Kathy. All right, Kathy, sounds good. And look at that. Karen is on as well. Who is my bookie? Stay tuned. I'll tell you more about my bookie coming up. All right, so Montreal and Chicago. Montreal goes into Soldier Field and gets the victory and wins 1-0 over Chicago Fire. They continue to be the train wreck that they are in Chicago. My God, this Fire team, I don't understand how nobody's been fired here from this. But look at that. Jose Gonzalez says, looks like I got out in my Lakers championship hat. Nice. And also definitely feeling good. Vamos, Galaxy. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. And Brian White is on as well. What's up, man? How you doing? So Montreal, Mason Toye in the 87th minute gets the goal to give Montreal a road victory. Chicago ends up getting an equalizer, and then it gets called back by VAR on the offside, which was the right call. But still, Chicago can't get it done. Montreal gets the victory, 1-0. All right, we got Mark Campos on. Hello there. This is McCamps 1, but on my personal account. Good stuff, Mark. Thanks for jumping on here in McCamps, and glad to see you, man. Glad to see you. All right, brother BKL says, those Fire has no defense and never play well. They really don't. They really do not play well at all. This team is a tire fire, and pun is intended on that for sure. Not looking good this year at all. And you know what? It's kind of time to put up or shut up for the Fire. Last year, I get it. It was a total rebuild, but man, you know what? Not good. Not good at all. All right, Catherine's question here. When is MLS starting, next week or 2 more weeks? It's 2 more weeks. There's actually a game on June 12th between Sporting Kansas City and I believe Austin. But you know what? It's going to be a couple weeks of a break here during the international break for Nations League and whatnot going forward, and some World Cup qualifiers. So a couple more weeks until MLS returns. DSO is on. What's going on, DSO? How you doing, man? And Brian says, hate the VAR this week. You know what? Sometimes you love VAR, sometimes you hate it. That's how it goes. And this week, a lot of us are not happy with it, but some are. And brother BKL saw the NYCFC game. We are going to talk about that for sure coming up here. So Montreal 1-0 victory Montreal still keeps just getting results. They shouldn't be getting results. They're not winning games that well. They're not playing that well, but they still end up grinding out results, which is better than most teams in the Eastern Conference can say. So now we've got the next game up, Red Bulls hosting New York Red Bulls hosting Orlando, and they come out with a 2-1 victory. Orlando is here. I mean, come on, Orlando unbeaten in MLS play. They got this, right? They got this, and they're going to win. No, they're not. They're going to lose to Red Bulls. What? How is that? How is that going to happen? Orlando with this shutout defense, and they give up 2 goals. Vanderwater with a goal at the end of the game to try and get one back for Orlando. But man, oh man, just a really disappointing result for Orlando City there. But New York Red Bulls comes through. Caden Clark, that kid, how long until he's gone out to Leipzig? Or, at worst, going over to Austria with Red Bull Salzburg. I mean, it can't be long. It really can't be long. Caden Clark is rocking and rolling on every single foot. Every game, damn near every game he's scoring. And it was just the spectacular goals. Now he's doing spectacular goals as well as just regular run-of-the-mill good goals. So Caden Clark, Caceres Jr. with a beautiful free kick, gorgeous free kick, one of the nicest free kicks you're going to see all season long to get that second goal for the Red Bulls, and they end up getting the victory over Orlando, which is a bit of a surprise. Cincinnati and New England, man, Cincinnati opening up TQL Stadium. They lost their first game to Miami. I was thinking that it just had some mojo. After they got their first win, they're going to get it done. They're going to be able to beat New England. Wrong. I was wrong, and that was wrong on a lot of picks, actually, this week. It was not a pretty week for picks for me. I lost a lot of money this weekend. Cincinnati loses 1-0. Buxa with a header in the 70th minute. An ugly goal, but ugly doesn't matter if it's ugly or not. The bottom line is it went in the back of the net, and New England gets the victory and stays towards the top of the Eastern Conference. Cincinnati continues to sit towards the bottom. All right, good point here from DSO. Says, I think he'd go to Leipzig in the window after his 18th birthday. Oh, that's right. There's that hold up there. All right, guys. Well, we've got 12 viewers on. We've got 14 likes, and we were at 13 likes when we started. So, guys, smash that like button down below. Make sure you are going to be hitting that like button. We need to get that up, as well as some new members. Who's going to be the newest member here on Sons of a Pitch? We'll get into that in a minute as well. Kathy says, I'm just saying these, but are you going to be watching a game for 2 weeks on live? I will be doing so. I was going to wait a little bit to break out the live stream reactions here on YouTube, but I will be live for a lot of games coming up this week. So first things first, on Thursday, I will be doing a doubleheader, USA and Honduras in the Nations League semifinal. I'll be here for that one. Next up, right after that, the doubleheader, Mexico and Costa Rica. Thank you to Ramon Pablano for the $10. He wanted to see this one, and he's getting his wish with that $10 super chat. And again, if there's a game that you want to see, send on over a $10 super chat. If it's on the Fubo TV package, I will do the live for you for that $10. Also, on Saturday, I will be doing the Aruba versus Canada FIFA World Cup 2022 qualifier. They're the Concacaf World Cup qualifier for Canada, as they're not quite yet into the octagonal. So give it some time there. But Canada should roll over. Aruba should be a fun one to do a live stream reaction for. So those are the games I'll be live for, and I'm trying to actually work up a little something for next Tuesday, the 8th. Canada will be playing Suriname in their next World Cup qualifier after Aruba, and I'm actually trying. It's actually going to be in Bridgeview at SeatGeek Stadium, the old stadium for the Fire, and where the Chicago Red Stars, the NWSL, play. I'm flirting with going down there. It's closed to fans. I'm flirting with going down, maybe trying to get into the parking lot area where the players come in, maybe do a little video down there with Alfonso, see if I can get a hold of Alfonso Davies and, give him a high five or something, as well as some of the other Canadian players. Flirting with the idea. If I got to see if I'm going to be able to actually get into the grounds, though, that's going to be the trouble since it is closed to fans. I don't know if they'll have the whole thing shut down or not, but either way, going to give it a go. Maybe. We'll see. But I'm excited about that. So lots of live stream reactions coming up for that. So thanks for asking, Kathy. Appreciate that. How about MLS? You going to watch? Since there's no MLS games, I won't be watching any MLS games until they get back on in a couple of weeks. Then I'll definitely be doing more MLS games. So New England beats Cincinnati, stays towards the top. Columbus and TFC, Columbus Crew, they put TFC to bed in the first 20 minutes. I mean, it wasn't even close. This game, God bless TFC. What is going on with that club? What is going on with the management? What is going on with the players? That whole thing is just a cluster F and a half. Columbus Crew get goals from Diaz and Zardes in the first 21 minutes. Akinola gets a goal in the 52nd for Toronto. But this game was over right from the get-go. No Josie Altidore. There's a spat going on between management, Armas, and Altidore. I honestly think it's an excuse to just try and get this guy to buy him out and not look like the villain. I think that's what management is trying to do, and they're really making a hash of all of it. It is not a pretty sight there in Toronto. The locker room looks like it's pretty much lost already, is what I'm seeing. And no Pozuelo, he finally gets back in now, and Soteldo goes down with an injury. What's going on with the injury status? And everybody's talking about, well, maybe it's Armas and the fact that he's running these guys too hard. Well, I don't think that's the case because TFC has had injury after injury after injury after injury for the last 2 to 3 years. So it's not like it's just starting right now. Soteldo just comes over, plays a couple games, and he's done for a good while, 4 to 6 weeks at a minimum. I'm thinking probably 2 to 3 months, and that is not a good start because now Soteldo, who is planned to be going to Venezuela to play in their tournaments this summer, in their World Cup qualifiers and their friendlies, TFC was going to be without him regardless, so the injury doesn't really change much. But now you've got a player that's going to be salty that he comes in, gets injured from training or whatever, seems to be picked up in training, and now he's not going to be able to play for his country going through this summer, which is just going to be full of awesome play for Venezuela. So very, very disappointed for Soteldo for sure. All right, guys, as you can see right down here, MyBookie, promo code SOP20. Guys, MyBookie's running a promo with Sons of a Pitch Soccer. I've been using MyBookie for a long time. Since I started doing picks and predictions, God, when we first started this YouTube channel up like over a year and a half ago, I've been using MyBookie because their odds are the best, and there's nobody around that'll touch them. MyBookie, check it out. Use that promo code. They're going to match your first deposit 50%. So you deposit $100, you're going to get $50 for free to play. Go check it out and use that promo code there, MyBookie. Promo code SOP20, definitely well worth it. Also, let's talk about memberships here, guys. I know we've got some awesome memberships here. Join our community today, $199 for starter level. Get your name featured in the scroll below me. Also, go get your loyalty badges and custom emojis. $4.99 a month, designated player level, all starter perks that I just mentioned, plus a members only live, discounted merchandise, and your name in the description. Then for the All-Stars, $9.99 a month, you're going to get all those perks we just talked about, plus a members-only betting advice video, overs, unders, and a prop bet from each game. And this week, even though there's no MLS, I'm still going with a Concacaf. I'm going to give you my picks for all of the games in Concacaf this week, as well as each game's over-under pick, and one prop from each matchup, but only for the All-Stars this week. So if you're a bettor and you want to get in on these Concacaf matchups, sign up for All-Star today, $9.99 a month. All right, guys, Toronto FC is a tire fire. Hopefully they'll be able to recover soon. I mean, I guess maybe after the break they get a little bit better. I don't know. I doubt it. Until they get back up to Canada, I think it's trouble for TFC. Now, Atlanta and Nashville draw 2-2 at the Benz. Nashville stays unbeaten. Hani Mukhtar with 2 goals in 3 minutes in the 80th and 83rd minute pulls off the draw for Nashville. Moreno and Lopez get the goals in the 6th and 51st minute. And this was a game that was just dead even. And Nashville pulls out a draw at the end there, and good on them for continuing to be unbeaten and get a result in the Benz. That is definitely tough to do. All right, Catherine asks, have you been in a soccer stadium in first person? Yes, many times, Kathy, many times. Been at the MLS Cup final. I've been at all kinds of different games. My God, I can't even name how many games I've been to. So too many, probably too many. All right, and there's Brian, says loves being a member. Thank you, Brian. Glad you are a member, sir. And who else will join Brian at that all-star level. And all right, then we've got Brother BKL says, there's a problem. I checked Nashville offside. Alex Mule is offside between ball is played. All right, I did not see that one, and that's the problem with being stuck in the middle of nowhere with no cell service and no Wi-Fi. I can't watch anything. I strictly had to pull through the highlights and didn't see that one. DSO says there's no such thing as being at too many games in person. Well, there you go, man. There you go. Atlanta, Nashville with the draw. Good result for Nashville. Atlanta starting to kind of turn the corner a little bit. They're starting to turn into the Atlanta that we have known over the years. Not quite there yet. Not quite there, but they're getting closer. They're getting better. LAFC, New York City. This one probably the result of the week, the game of the week here. And to all of our DSO, Brother BKL, all you guys that are New York City fans, what a victory for the Citizens. Wow, what a result there. Corey Barrett gets the goal in the 56th minute, taps one home, puts LAFC up 1-0 at the bank. You're thinking, oh, yeah, LAFC's got this. They're probably going to pull through. No. Hold on. Not so fast. New York City FC, Jesus Medina, a beautiful goal from him. And that guy's got talent, man. I love that guy. I really do love Jesus Medina. And I was glad they've stuck with him because there were a lot of people calling for his head. And I'm glad they stuck with him. He's a hell of a talent. He gets the goal in the 70th minute. Acevedo gets his second yellow in the 86th, and you're thinking, okay, 1-1 draw. Maybe let's just hold on, get that 1-1 draw. Nah. Nope. Ismail Tajuri-Shradi banging it home, getting the second goal for the win. And there you go. DSO says Acevedo red card is BS. It was kind of weak for a second yellow. I agree with that. Totally agree. Jose Gonzalez says Chivas 2.0 dams. Ramon, where are you, man? Where are you to defend your black and gold, brother? So New York City, a great victory for them. You can't complain at all. Going into the bank and getting 3 points, not bad. So cheers to NYCFC for sure. Well done. All right. Moving along here, guys and gals, Brian says he's got to head out in about 10 minutes. So you know what we're going to do? Since you're an all-star member, I will go and talk about the Seattle Sounders and Austin FC, which was the last game of the week right now because you are an all-star member. All right, so Seattle Sounders and Austin, a draw 0-0. Not the result that Seattle wanted, not the result I thought would happen, that's for sure. But Austin pulls through enough to get a draw on the road at Lumen Field. Seattle, though, not much to worry about. I mean, these guys, they've got this. I mean, Seattle continues to grind out. I mean, they still got points. So being the best in the West, they've still got this. Austin looks good. I am impressed with Austin. I do like Austin from that, I do like Austin from the perspective of an expansion team. They do look good from that perspective. So well done to Austin for getting the draw against Seattle. And, unfortunately, nothing to write home for your Sounders there, Brian. But overall, still a good game because Austin looks tougher than people give them credit for sure. So the Rui Diaz didn't get his goal, either did Montero. So there you go. And then there it is. F VAR. Well, there you go. I knew it was coming. I was waiting for you to say it. And yes, F VAR. Sometimes it giveth, sometimes it taketh away. That's how it goes with VAR. You know that, Brian. It works that way. Right now, you got the rough end of the stick this time. I'm sure you'll get the benefit of it at some point there. And get guys back and you'll be better. 100% you will. Looking at this lineup, no Nico Ladero. Oh, that's right. No Stephen Fry. Good God, there's still a couple other guys that, are probably out of the lineup there that I'm not even noticing. And, they've got this. They're fine. No worries there, Brian. So thanks for hanging with us, man. And we'll catch you on the flip side. Make sure you come and check out the stream later in the week for USA Honduras. All right, so back to the other games. We've got the LA Galaxy and San Jose. LA Galaxy with the 1-0 victory. Hey, look at that. Rocky's on. Love the hat, Big Mike. Funny story for you. So while we were camping this weekend, we started playing. I was playing volleyball and baseball and soccer and everything. And all these kids would come over and play. And this little dude, he must have been like 4 years old. He's like, man, you're really good for being big. I'm like, thanks, man. And he goes, I'm just going to call you Big Dad. Big D. There you go. So now all my kids keep calling me Big D, Big Dad all the time, and it's wearing off. So it's funny that you're going that way there, Rocky. Love it, man. Love it. All right. And yes, no Jordan Morris as well, obviously out through injury on that loan. So yeah, good times from camping for sure. All right. So LA Galaxy, though, a Tanner Beeson own goal is the difference in this one. But you know what? LA Galaxy, they just keep finding a way to win ball games. And I'll tell you, it's funny. Hey, look at that. We got Auntie on. How's it going, Auntie? What's going on? I said Columbus won 2-1 to TFC. Yep, sure did. We just talked about that a few minutes ago, and I'm actually going to bring up TFC here again. Dude, LA Galaxy winning again. Look at this team. Was a complete poop show under the previous management, right? GBS, some of the other guys that were there with the Stars, they couldn't get it done. They could not make it happen. Greg Vanney comes into town, loses Christian Pavone, still brings together a decent team in the offseason and ends up pulling through and getting the victory here and just keeps on winning. Now, TFC fans, what are your thoughts? I mean, we've talked about this in the past. I love Greg Vanney. I really liked Greg Vanney a lot, and I was pissed to see him go. But I do understand why he left. He wanted to go home. He's from LA. That's his home. He played for the Galaxy. I totally get it. He had done everything he could do with TFC other than win the Champions League, which they were so close to doing. But okay, TFC fans, all this Vanney out stuff. Well, now it's all Armas out. So it just shows that the TFC fan base is ready to jump regardless of the situation. Now, wouldn't it be nice to still have Greg Vanney and be in the position that the LA Galaxy are, because they keep winning games and finding ways to win games. And there you go. Jose Gonzalez says, I was pretty impressed with Cabral. He's going to be fun to watch. Nice. I unfortunately didn't get to watch the game, but good stuff that he's doing well. Bond coming through big, totally. Player of the week. Looks like a hell of a goalie, and got a decent resume as well. So well done to him. What's up, Sarah? What do you need? What do you need? I'm in the middle of a All right, so LA Galaxy, keep doing it up. Guys, hit that like button. We're only at 17 likes. Come on, keep hitting that like button over there. We got to get this thing up. So good result there for the LA Galaxy. Next one I want to talk about, Miami and DC United. DC United with a 3-0 thrashing of Miami in Miami. Well, in Fort Lauderdale. We've said that a million times. So this, where is this DC United team? How the hell did this team come out? Miami, they're up and down. You never know what you're going to get from Miami. Totally never know what you're going to get from them because they're a joke. DC United, though, has been even worse of a joke going through this season. And now all of a sudden they come out and just lay a smackdown on the road against Miami. Ola Kamara, Paul Arriola, and Ola Kamara in the 71st. 2 goals, a brace for Ola Kamara, and DC, big-time victory. All right, so DC, big win. With that, let's take a sponsor break on the podcast side. And thanks, John, for filling in there with the Chicago Fire and Montreal game. Nice recap. All right, so with that being said, guys, let's go to the next one. Sporting Kansas City and Houston Dynamo. SKC gets the 3-2 victory, a good win for Sporting Kansas City. That team is a total different beast at home than they are on the road. That is for sure. Kansas City, Busio with a goal in the 51st, Polito in the 61st with a penalty kick, and Kinda, who was just recently called up to the Israeli national team, in the 65th minute. So Houston gets goals from Vera in the 14th and Urruti in the 90+4. So this one was pretty much done and dusted. 3-1 SKC. A nice run of 15 minutes for them gets them the victory, and kind of a last-minute hope goal from Urruti there. But Sporting Kansas City, another team that's just a little inconsistent, but at least they're more consistent at home, and then they suck on the road. That's better than just like the next team we're going to talk about here, Colorado and Dallas. Man, FC Dallas, what freaking team's going to show up here, right? And there you go. Rocky does it all, says Big D Life. Nice. SKC came really good between momentum and defense. Yep. And, SKC, they're just good at home. They're really, really good at home. They play just a totally different game at home than they do on the road. But Sporting Kansas City, I need to see it more in the playoffs. We've seen this from SKC in the regular season, right? We've seen it all before. They won the West last year. Can't get it done in the playoffs, though. How long does Vermees have playing like this, where he's going to be really good at home and bad on the road when other teams are going to be a little bit different and getting better results on the road? But then talking about that inconsistency, at least they're not like FC Dallas. My God, FC Dallas and Colorado. Colorado gets the 3-0 victory over Dallas. Rosenberry in the 13th minute, Tanner Tessman with an own goal in the 41st, and Barrios in the 71st minute for Colorado. Dallas, what? Where? Who are you? What team are you? I can't seem to figure them out at all. This team, 1 minute, they're beating Portland 3-0 at home. The next minute, they're losing to Colorado 3-0. I can't seem to figure out Dallas. They are the most inconsistent team of this season, no doubt about it, in MLS. No question at all. So Colorado with a big win there. RSL and Minnesota, 1-1 draw. Damir Krylak in the 13th minute, and then you've got Nico Hansen in the 78th for Minnesota to salvage the draw at Rio Tinto, and a good result for Minnesota on the road for a team that was struggling in the beginning of the season. And there you go. Polito will play too good and get traded before the MLS tourney. Really? You think he's going to get moved? Do you think they're going to move Polito? I don't think they're going to move Polito. That'd be crazy there, Rocky. But if you know something more than I do, let me know, brother. And Brother BKL says, actually, I watched ref, and I think penalty between Colorado, for example, rules law 12, it is a penalty from the game between Colorado and Dallas. All right, so it was a penalty. That's good. At least got that clarified there. Thanks for that, Brother BKL. And Salt Lake and Minnesota. Hansen gets the tying goal there, 1-1. Good result there. Salt Lake, again, not seeing great things from them, but didn't really expect much from him either. So yeah, that's that's kind of the rundown there with that one. So DSO says, opinion on Thales Magno. I only saw him for a couple minutes there as he was involved with that goal there for Medina, with some good pressure there on the LAFC defender. So far, I like what I see from him, from just a few minutes that I saw. And the pedigree speaks for itself, DSO. The kid's going to be good. There's no doubt about it, as long as he's handled correctly by NYCFC and he gets playing time. Maybe doesn't need to be a starter right off the bat. Could he be a starter? Probably. But he needs to be eased into it, and I think the kid's going to be real good. Going to get sold on for a little bit of profit as well in the future for sure. All right, going to Sunday's games, obviously just spoke about the Seattle-Austin game before. So the last one, Philadelphia and Portland. Rocky, what happened to your boys, man? A rough one, dude, a rough one. Oh, there you go, Busio. Yeah, so Busio's gone in the summer. They've been holding on to him way too long. They've been holding him back. It's time to let him go. DSO says, MLS refs' eyes are just for decoration. I love that line, DSO. You guys, I love that line. It's awesome. Philadelphia, big win over Portland. Dude, Rocky, come on, man. What's going on? Why? How come with Portland, when they travel to the East Coast, man, they suck? Why is that? They play at home, really good team. They're on the West Coast, really good team, even on the road. But, man, they go to the East Coast, and, dude, they fall apart. It's a completely different squad in the Eastern time zone. It's the weirdest thing in the world. I mean, I've seen it in other sports, but it is something you can count on with them. All right, Brother BKL says, came really good between debut, but from late minutes, I see he got good momentum. He did. He looked good. And there you go. They all died. 10 injured, finally added up. That's true. The Timbers have been fighting injury like crazy here in the last few weeks. So definitely turn that down. So yeah, definitely understand that. But you got to admit there's something there. When they go to the East Coast for an away game, it is a totally different story there, and Portland has a hard time there. Well, Portland had a 6-1 record versus Philly. All right, well, there you go, making me look silly. But I remember with Toronto, man, anytime they come to Toronto, TFC beats them. Every time Toronto goes out there, Portland kicks the crap out of TFC. but that's for another day. So a good result there from Philadelphia, staying towards the top of the Eastern Conference, which is a surprise after how many home games they had lost there at Subaru Park. But get the goals from Shabilko, Sergio Santos, and Jack Elliott. Good enough to get the win and stay close to the top there in the Eastern Conference. All right, so that is the recap there for Week 7, looking at the winners and the losers. I've got to say, for these ones, oh, there you go. Yeah, no, you got no kidding there. Bill Tuiloma likes scoring against TFC. Yes, he does. He had one of the best goals I've ever seen against TFC. One of those volleys there from the corner of the box, one of the nicest ones I've ever seen. All right, so now we've got the winners and losers for this week. My Week 7 winners, NYCFC, going across the country to the Bank of California Stadium and getting the victory. Big time win there for them. They are a winner as well. Greg Vanney, the man, just wins games. That's what he does, and he wins. It's crazy. It's crazy to me how TFC fans just forgot what that man did and how good of a coach he was. So another one of my winners there. And then my last winner, Philadelphia Union, like we just spoke of, a big win over a Portland team who's one of the better teams in the league. No doubt about that. So good job to the Philadelphia Union on that victory. And then moving through to the losers, Inter Miami. Dude, Inter Miami, what the hell is going on? Really? Inter Miami? Oh, we're going to get into the sanctions and both sides of the story there in a little bit. But, that's that Inter Miami. That aside, that team is in shambles, complete shambles. 3-0 loss at home to DC United. It's time to start answering some questions, boys. Time to start answering some questions. Second loser, Toronto FC. They just can't pull it together. Is Armas the answer? Is Armas out the answer? We don't know. You can't fire this guy this quickly. He's barely had any time to work with this team. Now, the injuries, all that kind of stuff, and maybe that plays into it. But Toronto FC, definitely a loser big time. Look at this, DSO. That LAFC loss hurt everyone in MLS to see them lose to a team that plays in a baseball stadium. Nice. At least you guys can rag on playing in a baseball stadium because, yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. But, hey, you know everybody at the MLS office loves New York City FC, and it wouldn't be so obvious if they didn't let them stay in Yankee Stadium for as long as they have because, wow. Wow. That team, they should not be playing there. Rocky does it all. Gio Savarese gave the Philly coach all of his Club America notes to help them in the next round of CCL. Brotherly love. That is awesome. I like it. That's awesome. Good stuff. I like it a lot. There you go. Brother BKL's got his winners. Jesus Medina continues again. Talos Magno with the debut, and Orlando City keep dominated. They lost, Brother BKL. Orlando lost, man. Can't be on the winners after they lost. And his losers, LAFC can't do anything with injury, and management keeps losing against NYCFC. There you go. All right, so moving down the list here, my last loser. Before that, DSO, there's good news on NYCFC's stadium progress, though the Bronx board is saying the area close to Yankee Stadium will look different in less than 5 years. All right, good stuff. I hope they get something done. They need to get something done. They really do. All right, last loser, the Parley kits. Guys, MLS, come on. What is going on? You got to find a better way. You got to find a better way to market, to add some more revenue streams and to push the cause that you're going for with cleaner oceans and whatnot. Guys, don't make the fans suffer through those games with those jerseys. It's really bad. And now I will say they came a little bit further adding the blue color in than they did when they had just the black and the gray or the black and white. But come on, the Parley kits, they're horrible. You can't tell which team is which team. A neutral observer must have been going insane thinking Seattle Sounders. What? They're green. Why do they have a blue jersey on? Doesn't make any sense. You can't, it's got to go. These Parley jerseys, they can't be worn during the games unless you can do the Parley in the colors of the teams. If you can get that going, great. If not, guys, you got to figure something out because it just hurts the league. I'm afraid to say. Yeah, you can promo it all you want. You can benefit by doing the game worn jerseys or whatever. You can do that another way as well. But those parlay kits, really rough. Let me know your thoughts in the chat or in the comments if you're watching on replay. What you think of those parlay kits, because I can't stand them. I thought they were horrible. And as well, they had no consistency with which team is going to have, is it the all home teams were going to be in blue and all the away teams were going to be in the grayish white? Now, you would think that would have been the case, but no. They have Chicago in the blues as the home team, and then they've got Orlando as the away team in the very next matchup, and they're the blue. It just doesn't make any sense. There was no rhyme or reason to it on which team had the blue, which team had the white with the blue, and really rough. There you go. Rocky says, I like the kits, just hard to know who anyone is. Yeah, that's it. Great. Another kit for us to buy. Great. DSO, there you go. I think they're nice, but they should be color coordinated. Yes, totally. I like the idea behind it, right? It's great. Raise money for this stuff. It's great. But yeah, don't put that on the product on the field. You can't really do that. It's going to cause trouble for the team. So for the teams and for the league, in my opinion. So there's my thoughts on the parlay jerseys. And they are my last loser of week 7. All right. Next thing we're going to talk about here is that Inter Miami disgrace. Guys, let me know your thoughts on the punishments. Were they harsh enough? Were they not harsh enough? Let me know what you think. Look, Inter Miami, they got caught with their pants down big time. Who didn't think it was going to raise some red flags as I take a sip of red Powerade? Who didn't think it wasn't going to raise any red flags when you have a team signing a World Cup winner from Juventus on TAM? It just doesn't make sense. Those type of guys, regardless of age, it doesn't make sense. So you knew it was going to happen. You knew that you were going to get caught. I mean, or they just got really, really ballsy. But what are your guys' thoughts on the punishment? I think the punishment was not harsh enough. If you're going to cheat, you're going to break the rules the way they did. That's not good enough. The fines, bringing the DP down, and then Paul McDonough doesn't get to work. Okay, whatever. Who cares? Do you think Beckham cares about that fine money? Not at all. And there you go. So here's some comments here. And DSO, I think Inter Miami should have a 10-point deduction. I agree with you. There should be a point deduction there and make them feel it for sure. And there you go. Rocky says that was just a DP with a fine. Totally. I mean, they found that they actually had 5 designated players. 5. Yes, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 DPs for Inter Miami as Blaise Matuidi should have been a DP, which we all kind of figured at the time of the signing. And then also was Andres Reyes, the center back. That was he was supposed to be a designated player as well. I see the other side, and there's been a lot of talk about this on Twitter and whatnot. And there you go, all these DPs, and they can't win a home game. Another one was said, all those DPs, 5 DPs, and you make 10th and lose in the first round of the playoffs. Like, I get you're an expansion team, but come on. What the heck? Brother BKL says, between my thoughts, hell no, but seriously, punishment for Inter Miami. Yeah, they need more. But I get the side, and the side that's been floating around Twitter is, well, look, this team has had, is trying to better the league, and they're trying to be better by spending more money, and MLS is punishing their own teams. How do you grow to be one of the best leagues in the world by punishing your team for spending money and trying to be better? And I understand that sentiment. However, it's all about the fact that the rules that were there in place. It's not like, they didn't know about the rules. They knew about the rules. They were breaking the rules. They knew they were doing it. And that's where I have a big time issue with it. So I don't know what exactly should be done as far as I know there should. If I had to add anything onto the fine, definitely the points deduction, as well as possibly, possibly terminating contracts of players, or putting a transfer ban on the team. They can't sign any new players for the next year or 2 years. It's something to do with that, is what I'm thinking. And there, Rocky, great point. 5 DPs, and Portland has 0 playing and still have more points than Miami. Yeah, there you go, right? But Portland, a much better team than Miami. They've been trashed since they got here. There's no consistency. There's no cohesion. There's no gel. They can't really they just can't blend as a team because of the amount of movement in and out of that organization. And that definitely hurts. So yes, as DSO says, they did they're there all those DPs and they can't even win a home game, right? Can you believe it? And at least they lost $2.2 million in TAM. Yes, that will affect them for sure. But I need to see like a transfer ban, man. These clubs, like, what are these clubs over in Europe that do break the rules on these transfers? They end up getting transfer banned. If they don't pay their salaries, they get transfer banned. I think the same thing should happen for Inter Miami. Just my thoughts. And there, Mark says all this talk about DPs, and I'm here like, where is Houston's DPs? Good point, Mark. Good point. Imagine what Houston would do at 5 DPs, right? And there, Houston. Do it. I would take Houston over Inter Miami, no doubt. And there you go. You are right. Higuain's are no match for the Charas. Honestly, no. I would take Jimmy and Diego any day of the week over those 2 guys, man. They're done. They're old. And there, as DSO says, Barca, Real, and Chelsea all got transfer bans. Right. So why wouldn't you do that to Inter Miami? They're going light on them. I don't like it, but you know what? It is what it is. Inter Miami, it's a disgrace. Overall, that is my sentiment. This is a disgrace. You come into the league, you've been a complete crap show since the day you were announced. Miami doesn't want you. The fans seem like great fans. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the city. I'm talking about the politicians and all that. They don't want you. They don't want your team. The stadium stuff with trying to figure out land here, buy that, buy this, buy that, can't do it here, won't like it there, knock down this thing. Want to be at the Orange Bowl, can't be at the Orange Bowl, now we'll be downtown. It's been a joke since this team came into the league. It's a team with a city on their crest, Inter Miami, and they play in Fort Lauderdale. It's a joke. It's a joke. So complete disgrace from Inter Miami. That's all I'm going to say on that. So what else do we have here on the list for tonight? Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, Manscaped, the Lawnmower 4.0. This PSA is brought to you by Manscaped.com and Sons of a Pitch Soccer Podcast. Yes, this pubic service announcement for the Lawnmower 4.0. Guys, this thing is brand new, just launched a week and a half ago. This thing is amazing, guys. What an upgrade on the 3.0. They sent me a 3.0 first. Now they've sent me this 4.0. It's a whole new balls game. This thing is awesome. It's got the hard on-off switch, so you don't waste your battery when you're traveling. If you put your stuff in the travel bag as well. 3 lights on the wireless charging sensor. Dude, your balls will thank you. Trim the boys downstairs. The women, they much prefer it when it's trimmed down there. Thank you to Manscaped. Go check it out. And you know what? We are running a special for Manscaped. You're going to use promo code SOP20 and going to get yourself a big time discount, 20% off plus free shipping on the Lawnmower 4.0 or anything at Manscaped. So go check it out, 20% off with the promo code SOP20 and free shipping. Guys, you can't beat it. Trust me. Take care of your boys and never use the same trimmer on your balls as you do on your face. So with that, let's get back to the soccer. It's time to talk some USMNT up in here. Big week ahead for the United States men's national team. Man, USMNT Nations League Preview. They did lose to Switzerland in their friendly over the weekend. Not the best showing there, but still a good result against one of the better teams in Europe. Not a great team, but a team that, you're going to at least they're in contention. They're in the World Cup. They're in the Euros. They're a strong European team. So there you go. Rocky says, ladies do appreciate a set of silky, smooth walnuts. Nice. So a great, a good result overall. I wouldn't say great. Good result in a good training session. Looked like the teams really had a good training session there, and it was good for the team there to get some good bonding time before they head back to the States for the Nations League. Speaking of that Nations League, we've got both games live here on Sons of a Pitch Soccer Podcast. Starting out first on Thursday night, United States against Honduras. This game, will the USA move on to the next round? I think they will. I think they're going to move. They're going to move there, guys. I really do. I think they can beat Honduras. They should beat Honduras, and we'll see how that goes. But also for Mexico against Costa Rica, both semifinals will be here on Sons of a Pitch Soccer Podcast. Look, some of the comments coming in here, who do you think's going to win? Look at that. Aiden is on. What's up, brother? Hit that like button down below. And if you check that like button, if you haven't hit that like button yet, hit that like button, please. You like soccer. If you're a soccer fan, MLS fan, you like Sons of a Pitch Soccer, hit that like button. DSO says, who's your pick to win the Gold Cup? Man, hold on. Slow down. Wait a minute. We got to talk Nations League before we start talking Gold Cup. We'll get there, man. Slow your roll. We'll get there. I'll do a preview episode for that as well, I'm sure. So, Nations League. I kind of put more weight in it, and I see why Berhalter's bringing the European-based lineup with the big guns over for the Nations League. 2 games to win the first trophy of its kind since there's never been a Nations League champion yet. So, against the Honduras team, look, these guys, it's going to be their first real test in the final if they get past Honduras, which I fully expect they will. So you're going to see this team come in and play against Honduras and then hopefully against Mexico. I can't wait. If it's Mexico, I'm so excited. Please, God, let it be a USA-Mexico final. I think it's going to be. I think the U.S. gets past Honduras without a problem in the first game, and you're going to see a huge drop-off there from Switzerland to Honduras. Huge drop-off. So hopefully the team doesn't play down to the competition. And then in a final against Mexico or Costa Rica, most likely, I would say Mexico. Here is your real shot, boys. This is it. This is real time. Everything you can imagine. Now, there you got DSO says, I want a USA Costa Rica final. Interesting. Okay. And Rocky says, USA need to not rely on Pulisic so much. I don't think they rely on Pulisic so much. I think they've got enough pieces now, Rocky, that they don't have to rely on like they did 2-3 years ago. But look, I think it's going to be Mexico, a chance for this young core to really make a statement. You go out and you win the Nations League. And if they do beat Mexico and meet them and beat them, now it turns the tide for the U.S. I think that corner will get turned from the old, you didn't qualify for the last World Cup, USA soccer sucks kind of thing. I think now that will help push them over the edge into getting ready for 2022, which I fully expect them to qualify for as well. And I think this team can and will do it. I really do believe that the core that they have of these young players and this roster that's come through, the only issue is Tyler Adams' health. And if that gets resolved, this USA team is unbelievable. And the amount of talent just goes on for days. Amazing talent. Can't wait to see it all on the field in a big-time competitive match like the Nations League, starting out on Thursday night, and we'll be live right here. All right, so DSO, good comment here. Speaking of the World Cup, says 2022 is going to be a weird one because of when it's being played. It's going to be a completely different, totally weird thing being played in December. Completely weird. I totally agree with you, DSO. So USA, I think they get past Honduras. I think Mexico gets past Costa Rica, and USA beats Mexico. That is my pick for the Nations League. We got this, boys. Let's go and get it. So there is that's kind of the expectations I have for the tournament and some USMNT chat. So that pretty much wraps it up here, guys. Again, thank you so much for hanging out, hitting that like button, being a subscriber here at Sons of a Pitch Soccer. Can't wait to see you guys for the live stream reactions. Again, just as a reminder, those reactions will be USA Honduras on Thursday, the early game, Mexico and Costa Rica, the late game, and as well Aruba and Canada on the weekend, and a World Cup qualifier there for 2022, which, you guys are all saying there. Finals is a week before Christmas, for crying out loud, says DSO. And Mark says, on the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a World Cup soccer game. I love it, Mark. McCamps. I love it, man. I love it. Good stuff. Glad you're hanging out here and having fun. All right, let's get – and Mike Jall just showing up to the building. My brother, you just missed it, man. You just missed it all. We are just wrapping up. Time to go, man. And there you go. Rocky says, you are the best, Big D. Appreciate that, Rocky. I think that's going to be – I think I'm stuck with it, man. I'm stuck with it. And Mike, got to go watch the replay here in a couple minutes. Get it all in there. Thanks for hanging here and hitting that like button, and we'll see you guys real soon.